I shouldn't be demanding when I ask for these little things. How could I've known that one time too many'd mean the end of everything? No one can see what will be the last straw. It may not be very heavy, but we're barely hanging on. I'll take it back.
All right, guys, we are not in the basement. We're actually in the middle of New York State. It's a beautiful fall morning here, though. Look at the leaves are changing. It's very pretty. Anyway, we're going to pick up a game. Yes, I know. I don't need another game, believe me, but I've been looking for one of these for a while. This is a very neat cabinet. It's very useful. It's a system cabinet. You'll see what I mean when we get there. I actually found this on Let Go, and Let Go, of course, is like a Craigslist alternative. I think this is the second game now I found on there. Anyway, we're almost there. Let's keep driving.
Baby, you shouldn't be surprised when I can't keep my mind from wandering. I'm only human and I can't be.
All right, guys, we're here. We made it. And here's the seller, Nick. What's up, man?
How's it going?
So this is it. This is what we're picking up today. It's a Bally Sente mini golf.
That's right.
Now, what's the story on this? Have you had this for a while, or?
I had this for about...
Like 2 years.
Probably two, yeah.
About 2 years?
About 2 years, yeah.
Because I got for my 4-year-old birthday, but it was too hard for me.
Oh, it's too hard?
I loved it.
That's pretty much right. Yeah, I got it about 2 years ago, and apparently this was in a bar.
It was in a bar?
In Holmes, New York.
Okay.
All right, and the guy who worked at the bar, I guess when the bar closed, they told him he could take this home, and actually that game over there too, there was a clutch hitter.
Clutch hitter?
The dynamo cabinet.
And that's a Sega game.
Say, I sold the clutch hitter board because somebody begged me for it.
Oh, is that right?
I sold it to him, and I was going to turn it into a Street Fighter, 6-button Street Fighter.
Right. And that's just a JAMA cabinet, right?
JAMA cabinet, yep.
And by the way, you have a nice collection of games down here. You have a 2-player gauntlet.
Got a 2-player gauntlet.
Which you rarely see, right?
Yeah, that's my second one.
Is that right?
I sold the first one, and then I got another one. I got that one out of Brooklyn for next to nothing.
Wow, and that's like the same cabinet, I think, as Rolling Thunder almost, isn't it?
Rolling Thunder.
And then you have a dedicated Konami Contra, right?
That was a Contra at one point. I picked it up as a Super Basketball.
But that's the dedicated Contra.
The dedicated Contra.
Yeah.
And I was actually using it. I picked it up as a Super Basketball, and then the Super Basketball board went bad, and I just, I put a Contra marquee on it, and I kind of used it as a main cabinet.
Right.
I saved all the parts for it so I can put everything back in.
Yeah.
But
it's a very rare cabinet. Yeah. And then track and field, of course, awesome.
Field, I got this off a Clav member. It was a disaster.
It was a disaster?
This is the first one. The first thing I ever refurbed. I don't do his night yet. It's dusty.
It looks nice though.
Yeah. First thing I ever redid myself. Obviously, no.
And you got the Century coin door here.
Yeah, it all came like that. The only thing it needed was to be cleaned up, painted. And,
right. The T-molding.
The CPO and the buttons, the Bob Roberts buttons.
Nice. And then you got some awesome pins over here. Whirlwind I used to have. I love Whirlwind.
Whirlwind just came back from the dead. I blew it up about 2 months ago.
You blew it up?
I did. I had to, when I bring things down the basement, I have to take everything. These don't fit down the basement with the heads on.
Okay.
So what I have to do is...
Oh, you have to take the head off?
I got to take the heads off and disconnect everything. I've had about 20 different pins down here, so I'm used to it.
Right.
I had actually taken the boards out to do some cap work on it. I was in a rush to make her dinner, so I plugged the 50-volt power connector.
Oh, no.
Power supply into the top right of the MPU, and it blew the crap out of the board.
Man.
I sent it to Clive at Clean Up Cauldron.
Your playfield is perfect, dude.
This was bought.
Like
my believe it or not, A good friend of mine was looking around at a garage sale. This is a true story. It's unbelievable.
Really?
Garage sale, right?
Yeah.
Up in Kingston, New York.
Okay.
And he knew I like pins, so he finds this, like in the back, and it's got a price tag for $400 on it. So he
Wow.
comes up and he goes, "Hey, what's that?" He goes, "Oh, it's a pinball machine. Yeah, you want to get it out of here?" The story is, this was in a dry cleaner.
Really?
In the Guilderland, New York.
Okay.
And not everyone goes, "Oh, you mean a laundromat?" No, a dry cleaner.
Right.
The entire playfield was black. Every single bulb was out.
Yeah.
The good thing about the playfield being black, I must have protected it.
Right. It was protected by dirt.
I licked my finger. I did this, and
Yeah.
the whole playfield came clean.
Because like the inserts here, this is always blown out. It was on mine.
Yeah.
And like around the spinners, it's usually chewed up. That is in terrific shape.
This is all original. I didn't replace.
That's beautiful.
No decals or anything. Everything's original. Literally every single light bulb was out.
Wow.
So when I turned it on, I'm like, "Oh, it's dead." It wasn't dead. Just the old light bulbs are out.
And then Funhouse, of course. I always wanted that game. Another Pat Lawler System 11 game. It's got Rudy back there. Another great shape. Wow.
That one came off the Jersey Shore a month before Hurricane Sandy.
Is that right? So it was rescued.
I went to go pick up a Brida Pinbot. He had that. I liked this better.
Yeah.
A little bit extra money. I took it. I stayed in contact with the guy. I lost contact with him about a couple weeks after Sandy. He said, "Good thing I got Funhouse out of there because the Brida Pinbot's under 2 feet of water."
Yeah, there was a lot of games that showed up like on Craigslist and stuff after the hurricane. They're all waterlogged and damaged on the bottom.
It's a shame. Same thing with Houston.
Yeah.
You lost a lot of games down there too.
And then Dracula,
I
very
picked this
cool
up
game.
recently, yeah.
Oh, really?
I like this a lot.
Yeah, my friend Brian used to have this game. He loves it.
Yeah, I want to get thinking about a color DMD.
I like the Dracula guy back there.
I know. He lights up too.
Does he really?
Yeah.
He's funny. Nice looking Paperboy.
Yep, I got that from DJ DNS on Cloud.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Looks
That's
sharp.
That's his favorite game.
Yeah,
You love
you like
Paperboy?
Paperboy? And then Data East RoboCop. I don't think I've seen this game ever.
Where
I'm aware of it, but I don't think I've ever seen one in person.
It's in rough shape. I got that out of some guy's garage on Long Island.
Really?
For next to nothing. It was a disaster. I mean, the cabinet's still kind of a disaster.
Yeah.
If you're a purist, this is not,
Yeah, but the playfield's pretty clean.
Playfield's fine. It needed a lot of rebuilding. The boards needed to be rebuilt, power supply, but it works. It's okay.
Does it have like cool like RoboCop speech and
It
stuff
does.
from the movie?
I mean, you just turn it on and it just says,
And guess what?
That's awesome.
not the best game in the world. I keep it more because it's somewhat rare.
But it's a cool theme.
It is, and the music and the call-outs and everything are really cool.
Awesome.
The gameplay itself is,
Oh, it is.
yeah.
And this is a pretty nice Miss Pac Cabaret.
It was HUO. I got
Wow.
a basement in Brooklyn.
Really? This is home use only?
It's got 32 plays on the coin counter, which obviously I'm guessing.
Wow.
This is the first like new old stock 4900 I've ever seen. Because if you
It's a 4900 or 13 inch?
Well, sorry, 4800.
Really?
Yep. And it's original to the cabinet. It's super pristine. I mean, the thing where this is all original.
Yeah, I mean the wood grain is flawless.
Somebody I guess someone's kids put Pac-Man stickers on the side at one point, which I kept it because it
It's
fits.
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's got the multi-pack from High Score Saves.
Awesome. And then over here you got a Tapper, which is in great shape too. Your games are all really nice.
Thank you. Tapper is going out. This is this one.
Oh, you sold this one?
I did. I sold the Tapper and actually the Gauntlet. Tapper, I like Tapper a lot. I've
Yeah.
been playing Tapper. It just didn't. I don't know. Lost a little something for me.
Yeah. Oh, I like the mirrors here. That's
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
weird. And
they're cut.
they're cut tempered glass mirrors. I have no idea.
Wow, someone put a lot of effort into making that.
Yeah.
That's not trivial to cut glass like
no,
that.
it's not. It has all nice finished edges and everything.
Yeah.
So, and I'm guessing this is probably a repro overlay because you can see with the buttons. They didn't do such a great job.
Oh, yeah.
Around the start buttons.
And then you have this EM.
Yeah, that's a 64, 65.
God, that's cool.
It's United, which is...
That's a long bowler.
It's 13 foot, yeah. United, which turned into,
Giant.
yeah, here, you want to turn it on?
Babies like to play it.
Turn it on, show John.
Babies like to play it.
It turned,
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
which was United, which turned into Williams later on. Obviously.
Wow.
Yep. And,
What year is this?
64, 65, 66. something
Really?
Like that. I
Oh,
forget.
this is an old machine.
Yeah, and
It looks beautiful.
it's in great shape.
What'd you do to it? Anything?
I did a little to nothing. I got it from St. Louis Ball Bowlers. Chris at St. Louis Ball Bowlers. They sell
How do you start it? Oh.
they sell restored ones,
Uh-huh.
or you could buy them non-restored. I got this non-restored.
You guys want to do it? Here, show me how to do it. Let me see your bowling skills.
These are good ones.
That's cool. And so the ball doesn't actually make contact with the switch with the pins.
Correct. It's not a contact.
It hits those switches instead. And then does the ball like it just comes back? Oh, that is so cool.
Comes back and you just yeah.
That is cool.
These things, the only problem with them is I got it non-restored.
Yeah.
So once in a while it comes up a little problem, so I've become very good at fixing them stuff. This right now, the one-player score doesn't score correct all the time.
Right. It kind of sticks or something?
Yeah, the 7-pin also doesn't go up, which I know the problems. I just haven't gotten around to fixing them.
So this is unrestored?
Unrestored. This isn't the original color. Someone
painted it.
Someone painted it at one point.
Yeah.
But everything else is unrestored. The back glass is
the back glass is original?
Back glass is original. The I forgot what they call this.
Yeah.
Original too, but they're plexiglass.
Wow.
So
nice shape.
All
right, so let's talk about this cabinet. And so this is a Bally Sente SAC B cabinet. Is that what they call it?
Well, yeah, I think it's the 1B. The
1B
was the big
plastic one.
Right.
And the reason I want this thing, I mean, mini golf will be fun to screw around with, but ultimately I want to make it a chicken shift.
Cool.
And what's cool about this is that it's kind of like a cartridge-based system almost. It has these little PCBs that you can swap out, and there's a ton of games for this.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a really fun cabinet to have in the basement, and it looks like it's in pretty good shape too.
It is, except for the infamous the screws on the bottom. I remember it when I showed you.
Yeah.
And the problem with this, I don't know how the hell
it was like splitting or something?
It wasn't splitting. It was the bottom of the cabinet was curling up.
Oh.
Like, I don't know if it got wet or something. There's
Okay.
no I mean, everything's solid. There's no water damage on it. But for whatever reason, that one corner curled up, and no matter what you did, it would shake. And I couldn't have that with,
Right, with the kids, yeah.
So I did the best I could. I actually, and I'll open it up for you. I'll show you.
So the boards are changed from the front?
Boards are changed. Everything comes from the front.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, this is a great, useful cabinet. And they make different control panels that you can swap out here.
They do. That's the only one I have. But like I said, I have the...
Okay, so that's it. And then you basically change out this little board.
That's it.
To change the game.
It's cool they did, because they made it so if you have this, you have to do this to get it to go off. That's the master off switch.
Oh, it is?
Right, so you can't move the board with it on.
I see.
That's kind of clever.
Yeah, that is slick.
Whole thing comes out.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Wow, that's a great setup.
This was that's the speaker wire. This had to be. I had to repin this.
Okay.
I didn't do the header. I just did the connector.
Right. So that's a power supply / audio amp kind of thing.
Power supply / audio amp, and then the board in the back. I'm not quite sure what the board in the back is, to be honest.
Okay.
And then there's the cartridge board. But all you do is make sure the master power's off.
And then that's just yep. And that's it. And that's all it takes to change the game.
These are the old ops.
Oh. Mini golf 80 shipped that 1982, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's funny. Check out good.
I guess it's good.
Yeah, totally cool system.
And it just comes back in.
I think I'm going to get into collecting these boards, man.
A lot of guys have. I mean, there's a couple guys on Cloud that do. I don't want to bend anything.
Yeah.
I can't see around it.
We'll put it in a second.
Yep.
Very clean. All right, cool.
Yeah, I put a new power cord on it too, because the power cord was chewed up, so that should be good.
Awesome. All right, well, we just plugged it in and turned it on. It's kind of warming up here. And you said it has a Geo7 in it?
It does have a Geo7.
Okay.
Do that, make it a little easier.
Jack and Arnie's Hall of Fame. Do you like this game? I mean, I'm not buying it for this game, but I think I'm going to play this game for a little while.
It's hard.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
Go ahead, you guys play. Show me how to do it.
We will.
I tell you, I do like the game. It is a little difficult.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's harder than I thought it would
Wait.
be. You gotta wait for the ball to stop.
And the ball just kind of like bounces off everything?
Yeah.
And you gotta wait for it to stop and then you...
Oh, I did it.
Oh, that's cool. It has little loops.
Oh yeah, no, the courses are pretty inventive. Let Colin show them, and then you can play. And you gotta time it so there you go. You probably get a hole in one.
Oh, wow. Good job.
That was.
I'm actually pretty good at this game.
You know, the graphics are actually pretty advanced for its time.
They are.
Aren't they? They look good.
They are. And they're all simple games. I mean, they had Stalker, Chicken Shift, like you were talking
Yeah.
about. Stalker's another fun one.
Stalker's really good,
Night
yeah.
Stalker, I'm not a fan of, but Stalker, I played somewhere else.
yeah.
I like it.
I think Stalker and Chicken Shift are, to me, like the two best games. I used to play Stalker at Fun Spot a lot, and they used to have it in the tournaments. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of depth to it, and that's a driving game, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I did.
Well, awesome, dude. Well, I'm taking it.
All right, cool.
All right, let's load it up. right, guys, we're back in the basement. Here it is, the Bally Sente mini golf cabinet, okay? Now, let's talk about kind of the history of Bally Sente. Like, who are they, right? Because it's not very well known, really. Sente is actually a company that was founded by ex-Atari employees, and Sente is another word that comes from Nolan Bushnell's favorite game, Go, which is like a Japanese chess type game, right? And Atari, that word Atari came from that game Go, and Sente is another one of those words. The story of this company is that I believe that some ex-Atari employees started it, okay? And I was reading the Atari Business is Fun book, and this company, Sente, was a company that Nolan had, like, very early on. Like, he created this Sente name and kind of banked it and was sitting on it, like, in the late 70s, because I think he was planning his exit for quite some time from Atari. And then when he left Atari, you know, he started, like, Pizza Time Theater, Chuck E. Cheese, and all that. And then that Chuck E. Cheese company bought, actually it was a company called Vidya, right, that was started by ex-Atari employees, and Nolan kind of wanted to get back into the video game business, so he bought Vidya and changed the name to Sente, and he had a non-compete with Atari because he basically left Atari, sold, you know, his interest in the company, and he signed a non-compete agreement, and he was kind of running this Sente company undercover, and I guess they discovered it and sued him, and they, like, dismissed the lawsuit because he agreed to give Atari the home rights to any of the games that they would develop. So it's a very interesting story, but this game has Atari fingerprints and Nolan Bushnell all over it, this cabinet, right? And this is basically a generic cabinet, and they sold a bunch of kits to convert it from one game to the next, and technically this is called the Bally Sente SAC 1 hardware. And also at some point, Nolan made a deal with Bally Midway or sold interest rights to the company, so that's why it says Bally Sente. But the origins of this is 100% Atari and Nolan Bushnell. So there's quite a bit of games that we could put in here, and I think this is a very fun cabinet because I can start kind of collecting these cartridges and control panels, and basically, you know, like we saw at Nick's house. And by the way, Nick, super nice guy, really nice guy. He gave me a bunch of extra boards here, so I got all kinds of extra stuff and another game. Give me a break. So basically, you buy these kits. It comes with one of these boards, okay, and a control panel, and that's how you swap the game in a marquee too. And I'm kind of curious to know if I were to burn a set of ROMs and put them on this board. Like, is this board very, very, very generic? Like, what is different from board to board to board? Is it only the ROMs, or is it these chips here? Are there some custom chips? Because I'm curious, if I were to just burn a set of Chicken Shift ROMs and stick them on this board, can I convert this game quickly to Chicken Shift? And by the way, that is my ultimate goal here, to convert it to Chicken Shift, because that's kind of like the coolest and rarest of all the games for this cabinet. Like, Chicken Shift is probably the most sought after game. And Stalker, I think, is kind of the most fun, potentially. It's a driving game where you're kind of cannonball racing across the USA. So I don't know. I'm going to start looking into this stuff, investigating it, trying to really get my head around it. And I think this is going to be super fun in the basement. What do you guys think, huh? I really like it. So the control panel comes off right here with these 6 screws. So what you replace is not the entire control panel. You just replace this insert, and it drops in with all the controls and stuff. But let's kind of take a poke around here and really investigate this cabinet. He's got it on wheels too, so it kind of rolls all around. So let's take a peek here. Maybe we'll put in the golf game too. Let me open up this front door. There's some kind of a latch here. Boy, that's really tricky to find, huh? Oh, here it is. Okay, so here's the front door open, right? And that board kind of moved there. I'm really glad I opened this up before we powered it on. I had to put the game on the side, and yes, I did get a new car. The Ford Explorer has been replaced with a newer Ford Explorer. That last Ford Explorer, guys, I had that thing for 17 years. I got every cent out of that Ford Explorer. 17 years. The thing is, the old Ford Explorer, I didn't care about it. I would just throw games in there haphazardly. I was so nervous putting this game in the new one because it's nice, and I want to keep it nice. And I'll tell you, this car is not very good for hauling games. I had to put this thing on its side, and the old Explorer, I could put this on its back. There just was not a lot of room between when the seats were folded down on the roof. Anyway, let's take a look in here. So you can see that this piece right here comes out, okay? And that's how you swap the games. Now, I've been talking to John Exedy. He's got scans of the chicken shift artwork, the marquee and the control panel, and I've been talking to Rich at the same time, and so I'm gonna have the marquee printed up, but I'm not sure how to handle the control panel because this is a piece of metal that is silkscreened directly onto it. So I have to talk to Rich to see how we can come up with a solution. And the game Chicken Shift only uses 2 buttons. That's all it has on the control panel. So I'm gonna see if I can find a junk control panel on eBay, or maybe you guys have a Chicken Shift one for sale, because the control panel part of this Chicken Shift transformation is gonna be the hardest part of this. All right, I want to open up the back too, and let's just see what's going on in there, because we did not look in the back at the seller's house. So let's go back here, and there's a bunch of keys inside the coin door. So hopefully one of these works. I think he said there was a G07 in here. All right, that needs a cap kit. And when I was driving, stuff was rattling all around, so I want to make sure that, you know, there's nothing metal sitting on anything with contacts or anything, and I don't really see that. This is actually really tidy in here. So you can see here, it looks like we have a G07. So maybe we'll cap it at some point. Right now it's working fine. There was a little bit of like curl at the top, but for now I just want to get this in the basement before it gets too cold. And this is going to be a fun little winter project to kind of convert this thing over to Chicken Shift. But let's kind of take a peek here. I mean, really, this game is designed to access everything from the front, okay? But we have the main PCB, okay? And then that little cartridge that plugs in. There's a power supply right there, and then I believe that down there to be a soundboard. Not really sure. So let's kind of come up here. Actually, I want to look at the extra boards he gave me, because he gave me, I believe, an extra soundboard. So let's take a peek here at this stuff. Okay. All right, so this is one of the game carts. We'll call them cartridges. This is Give Me a Break, so that's the billiard game, the pool game, okay? And then he has an extra power supply for me. Great deal here. This is good stuff to have on hand. So here's an extra power supply. Lots of caps on it. So that's good. That'll go on the shelf downstairs in case we ever need it. And then right here, this is a soundboard. Now I'm assuming that the soundboard is generic. You know, I'm still learning about this system here, but I really want to learn about this. That's why I was so excited to get it. Okay, so it looks like the soundboard is generic. I'm not seeing any kind of game-specific labeling on it. Yeah, it's generic. I hope. So I don't know if any of these EPROMs, or this one in particular, is game-specific. I'll have to research this to fully understand this, but there is some kind of a windowed EPROM right here. And I don't know what these chips are for. And here's a Z80 processor. So here's the soundboard. And then there's an extra main board as well. So this is all good stuff to have on hand. Let's take a look here. So this is the main board. And this is just a generic CPU board right here that interfaces with the little ROM cartridge. And it says here, copyright 1985, Bally Sente. Looks good. All right, let's wrap that back up. So let's plug the game in, and maybe we'll screw around with the golf game for a couple minutes, and then maybe I'll plug in the billiard game, and we'll see how that works. I wonder if it's worth opening the coin door down there, see if there's anything in there. Let me see if I have the keys. He gave me the keys. He didn't seem to have the key for the coin door, though, for the top one. I wonder if... Let's see. Let's see if this key opens this lower one. No, it doesn't. So this is the key for the back door. Where did I put the other key? I had it in my hands, and now it's gone. Here it is. Is this it? Yeah. All right, so this should be the lower coin door key. Yep. And there's nothing in there. All right, let's take a look here. So this is the main board, mini golf. We saw that at the guy's house. So I think that we're ready to power this thing on here. And we'll just screw around with the game. I didn't get a chance to try the game at his house. Now I'm gonna probably put this in the basement as mini golf, and then as I get the parts, we'll start converting it to Chicken Shift, which is a pretty wild game. All right, so we're plugged in. I'm not sure if it comes on. Is it on? There we go. And turn on the switch. It's in pretty good shape overall. You know, he did put some screws on the bottom there. I'm gonna let that go. This thing's gonna go right in the row. And that side art's impossible to replace. And it's all original, I'm leaving it. Control panel has some wear. You know, this is screen printed. Let's see if we can put this in a good spot here. Oh, we don't have some glare. Yeah, it's really bright. I like the sounds. So where's the volume on this? Missing kids on there. I really like the sounds a lot. Where's the volume? What song is that? Dun, 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 Where's the volume? Oh, here it is. It's on the power supply. All right, that's as loud as it goes. Dun, dun, dun. I love that. The bass is great. I know, it's super bright out here. Oh! Hole in one! I love the sounds. The music's great on this. There we go. This will be fun to screw around with in the basement. It's a very charming kind of game. I mean, I didn't get this for mini golf, but it's cute. All right, get up there. So we have a hill. It's interesting it supports up to 4 players. Stay. Oh, that was kind of, you see how it kind of magnetically went there? And by the way, if you look at the control panel here, there's a T select button. And if we press that, we're selecting different T's. Look at that. This game's cute. Oh, electricity. Wow. All right, select different T. So this is a hole 5, part 2. Part 2. Oh, man. The music is so cool. Boy, that's tough. Go, go, go. Oh, yes. Red player out of hole, so the game's over and you continue. Well, that's mini golf. That'll be kind of neat to play all the way through all 18 holes. I'm curious how creative it gets later. Why don't we swap the game out? Let's see what that billiard game's all about. This is a fun little system. All right, so let's swap out the board. Okay, so there's a little switch here. Let's come down here and I'll show you guys. We'll do it up close. Actually, I want to really compare these boards too. I want to see if this is nothing more than a ROM swap. All right, so we just hit the switch here, and then we pull this out. This whole thing wants to come. Okay, so there's the board. So let's come over here and compare. So is this really nothing more than a ROM swap on these boards? So there's a PAL chip there. So that's 8351. I'm guessing that's the chip that's the deal breaker. And that's 8352. I'm wondering if when you what's different about these boards is the ROMs and this chip right here. All right, well, let's take the gimme a break and throw it in the game and see what this game's all about. All right. Okay. It's in. And we hit that switch. So we have the gimme a break board in there. I think he said that the last time he tried that billiard game was like 12 years ago. He wasn't sure if it still worked. So we'll see what happens here. The monitor takes a while to warm up. All right, it works. So I'm looking who did the D. Ross. I wonder who these guys were, if they are former Atari guys or what. I know, it's really bright in here. This is just... Oh, you could push the cue ball. So you have to place the cue ball somewhere. This is not the right control panel for it. Oh, my guy is scratched. This is the same music that was in Domino Man, by the way, isn't it? So I don't know how you place this. One of the buttons doesn't seem to be really working. The balls are very large for the table, I think. Oh my god. Yeah, that game's a little meh. The mini golf is way more interesting. Alright, well, you know what? That's gonna do it. You know, this is kind of a bonus video again, because the task at hand this weekend is not this. The task at hand is this. And I cannot wait until we put this back together with the control panel and everything. So that artwork looks pretty okay. You could definitely see that particle board through it though. But whatever, it's gonna be fine. It looks good. So we're gonna do the Mortal Kombat video tomorrow, Sunday, and I'll probably release it hopefully on Monday. But we're ready to do that. I gotta put the control panel back together over here. So anyway, guys, that's it for this quick little video. Why don't we go back downstairs? We'll do some viewer mail real quick and then get out of here. But that's the Sente mini golf. What do you guys think? Do you think that's a cool cabinet for the basement? I think it's gonna be fun collecting all the little kits and stuff. So, all right, guys, let's go back down to the basement. All right, guys, there you have it. That was the Bally Sente mini golf game. What'd you think? You know, that's gonna be a pretty fun cabinet down here, honestly. You know, it's gonna be fun to kind of swap games in and out of that thing. It's a very useful system, but where are we gonna put it? Where's it gonna go? So I'm thinking, and I know I'm going to, move the freezer. Next to the computer space ball over there, there's a chest freezer, okay? It's about the width of 2 games, so I'm gonna move that out of there, put it in the other side of the basement, clean that garbage out from over there, throw some stuff out, put the freezer over there, and then we'll be able to put 2 more games over there. I'm probably gonna put like the 2 games I play the least over there, which actually looking around is impossible to say what that is. But I kind of want the Mortal Kombat like on this side, and by the way, I gotta get, the basement's a bit of a mess. The iRobot's out. I'm waiting for the power supply. That's going to slide back in there. Once I get that back, it might be a couple weeks. But I kind of want the Mortal Kombat like in the middle over here. Maybe we'll put 2 tigers over there and another smaller game. And then we'll be able to kind of squeeze in the Sente cabinet and the Mortal Kombat kind of more in the middle. I don't know. What do you guys think? Where should I put stuff? Anyway, why don't we do some quick viewer mail? And again, this is a little bonus episode. Because I filmed it today, I thought why don't I just release it right away? Because otherwise, we'll be in the garage with the Mortal Kombat, and it's like, well, why is there another game out there? So I wanted to do things in order. Anyway, if you guys want to participate in the viewer mail, you got to email them to me at john@johnsarcade.com. john@johnsarcade.com. It can be a question, it can be a comment, it could be anything. All right, first one here is from G. Robson, Gary, rather, sorry. Hey, John, it's Gary from Gateshead, UK here again. 2 quick questions. Finally, did you contact the guy you bought your cloak and dagger from regarding the Kinect he left in the back of the cabinet? Did he say why it was in there? Yeah, when we open up the back of the cloak and dagger, there was a Microsoft Kinect in there, which confused the heck out of me. So I did contact the seller, and he said his kids must have put it in there, and he gave me his address, and I have yet to mail it back. I'm going to. Thanks for reminding me. And he says, secondly, you have a cardboard cutout of a girl in the corner of the basement next to your computer desk. Who is she? Looks cool, though. Still loving the videos. Thanks again, Gary. Yeah, so over here, I'm trying to remember even what her name is. Kristen Stewart. So my daughter was a big Twilight fan, okay? And that used to be in her bedroom. And so she didn't want it in the bedroom anymore and was gonna toss it. I said, well, we'll just put it in the basement with all the other junk that's hanging on the walls. So that's why that Kristen Stewart is there, because my daughter is a massive, I think she still is, Twilight fan. I don't even know, is that cool anymore? All that Twilight stuff, that was a big deal there for a while. So yes, that's why I have that. All right, the next one here is from Ron. It says, hi, John. I just saw your internet show for the first time. Very interesting show. I hope you can help me. I have a Firefox Laserdisc game, and 2 years ago it went out on me, and I cannot get any arcade repair shop to even look at it. I saw your show, which talks about the Dexter board, which replaces the laser player. It sounds like you and I have some of the same problems. I hope you can put me in touch with someone who is now still seeing the board. I have tried to contact Laserdisc replacement. All right, he's basically asking me, like, where do you buy the Dexter? You got to go to their website. It's like laserdiscreplacement.com. They actually have it for sale right now. He has like 11 left. So if you guys need the Dexter, go to the website and order it now. He has 11 for sale, okay? I've gotten a few of these emails. The website's a little confusing, but it's there. If you look on the bottom, it says, click here to get on the mailing list. If you click on that, it takes you to a Google group, which then talks about he's got new stuff. Like, he posted this on November 9th, which is like, was that yesterday? That he's got a whole bunch left. So right now I looked, and they got 11 left for sale. Okay, this one's from Corey. Hey, John, thank you so much for your channel, your videos, and just being you. I found your channel by chance in 2013 when I was in need of a new EEPROM programmer. I found you in particular because my failed writer was also an EMP10. It was gifted by the arcade operator I worked for as a teen in '91. I had been a computer tech at a local computer shop where I was discovered by a relatively large arcade operator in my state. They needed someone local to my area, and I was now it. I had always wished I could afford at least one of these arcades back then. As hard as I tried, I could never manage a good enough deal from the operator. Okay, I admit I was a massive geek nerd to know all that stuff back then. I suffered all the pain from peers for it as well, but on the other hand, I had the keys to all the free games I ever wanted. Spiteful grin. Skip forward to January this year. I was watching one of the episodes where you share your secrets to finding affordable arcade systems. You mentioned the Let Go app, which is how I found that game today. By the way, that seller, Nick, also had those games listed on Clove, but I discovered it on the Let Go app. So I figured I would give it a shot. I found a couple of non-working arcades for $2.50 each. Yeah, Let Go is pretty good. What game? We got the 2 Tigers on Let Go. But I am married now, and these kind of decisions just do not happen without approval from the wife. She had been watching the episode with me, so I figured, well, what have I got to lose? I showed her the listings, and to my utter shock, without hardly a pause, she said, sure, sounds fun. So after contacting the seller, we had a deal for California Speed. Closer to picking them up, the seller offered the other Vendetta arcade for free if I take it at the same time. So it would be a good home. So it would be in a good home, also to get it out so they had room. A long, slow 180-mile round trip at 30 to 40 miles per hour with a large Bach trailer in a Minnesota snowstorm that snuck in on me, and my new obsession had begun. I have a basement starting to resemble yours now. You brought a dream the young me had to life just by your inspiration and a nudge to start looking. Thank you, John. Sincerely, Corey M., a.k.a. Wolvenar. So, very cool. So, Corey, he also sent a video here of his daughter playing California Speed. He says, just minutes after first getting it back to life, the edge connector had burnt off the traces on the main board, monitor recap, and a new drive later, and it came back to life. A CF drive conversion came shortly after, along with the new switches all around, a new potentiometer on the steering wheel seat, lock repair, and LED lighting. So he did some work to the California Speed. But yes, you can find these games for cheap, and definitely check out the Let Go app. Because the last 2 games, not the last 2, but I've gotten 2 games this year from the Let Go app. The 2 Tigers, and now the Sente cabinet. Let's see. All right, so you know what? This next one here, this is either a joke, okay, or it's not. It's one of the 2 things, okay? Now, if this is not a joke, this is a pretty important email, okay? If this email is not a joke, I'm assuming it is, but if it's not a joke, this is a rather important email. I'm going to read the email. I'm not going to give out the name in case it's not a joke. Because what this email is talking about... All right, I'll just read it. Okay? And the thing is, I'm not even going to tell you what he's talking about. I'll let you guys try to figure it out. Okay? I'm just gonna read the email, and that's it. Hey, John, long-time listener. I have an arcade game question for you. My grandparents have an old game in their basement that recently stopped working, and I was wondering if you had heard of it. All right, here's where it gets good. You go from table to table, kicking patrons of a bar out of the place if they are unruly or behaving badly. I've never been able to find any information about it elsewhere and was wondering if that sounded familiar. Anyways, thanks. See you in the basement. That's it. I'm not going to say anything more about that. Leave a comment below. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, this is a bonus video. At least that's my intention, because tomorrow I got to get back in the garage and get working on that Mortal Kombat and hopefully get that in the basement along with the Sente cab within the next week here or so. So anyway, thanks for watching, listening, subscribing, I guess, all that good stuff. Be sure to check out my podcast, Video Game Outsiders, at videogameoutsiders.com. We do it Tuesdays live at riotcast.com and videogameoutsiders.com. We also have an app. Search for Video Game Outsiders in the iOS store and Google Play. All right, I'm done. I'll see you very soon. Later, and bye.